this is gold. And not a little bit of gold. I mean, a little bit of gold is dazzling. Someone wears a gold ring, not nice and glittery, you're amazed by it. The sisters wear the fancy necklaces, you look at it, you're amazed by it. The whole building, can you imagine, just pure gold. So the Prophet ﷺ, he said, لِمَنْ هَذَا? To the angels, whose is this? Whose palace is this? So the angel said, لِفَتًا مِّن قُرَيْشٍ, to one of the youngsters of Quraysh. It belongs to one of the youth of the Quraysh. So the Rasul said, فَظَنَنْتُ أَنِّي أَنَا هُ. I thought you're talking about the youth of the Quraysh. I am the prince of the sons of Quraysh. So it's obviously mine. But for confirmation, he says, مَنْ هُ? Who is that youth, that young man? So the angel said, Umar ibn al-Khattab. This is the palace of Umar. So the Rasul says, I wanted to go inside and check it out. فَتَذَكَّرْتُ غَيْرَتَكَ. I remembered your sense of ghira. Your protectiveness over your women. So I didn't go in. So Umar is sitting, he started to cry. He says, أَوَمِنْكَ أَغَارُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. Oh Rasul, I would have ghira with you with regards to my women. Jibreel alayhi salam came to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he says, Khadija is about to enter the room. Radiyallahu anha, our mother Khadija Kubra. About to enter the room. And she's carrying with her a platter of food. When she comes in, أقرأها salam. Say salam to her. From who? مِن رَبِّهَا, from her Lord. Think about it. Jibreel is seated, according to the verse, عند ذي العرش مكين, near the throne of Allah Rabbul Izzah. So the Dhul Arsh al-Majid tells him, Jibreel, go down 7 heavens to the house of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi Muhammad. Why? Tell Khadija I said salam. You see, there's levels. If there's a lady that wishes to aspire for a position, that's a position to aspire to. أقرأها salam. Say to her salam. مِن رَبِّهَا, from her Lord. And then Jibreel wants to get involved as well, so he says, وَمِنِّي, and also say salam to her from me. And then, وَبَشِّرْهَا بِبَيْتٍ فِي الْجَنَّةِ مِنْ قَصَبٍ. وَالْقَصَبُ فِي اللُّغَةِ لُؤْلُؤًا مُجَوَّفًا. And give her the glad tidings of a house in paradise made from a single pearl. A proper pearl was, saltwater pearl, natural, easy $10,000 for a little pearl. Hers is a palace made from a single pearl. And then Jibreel guarantees, he says, there's no ill or defects in that place. It is a place made for joy. There's no sickness, no sadness, no fatigue, no cracks, no up point, no low point. It is built to perfection. This is the house and the palace of Khadija Kubra. These are the dwellings of Jannah. Just the dwellings of Jannah. And under each house, rivers flow. There'll be rivers going through. You have rivers of water, some polluted because mankind didn't know how to look after Allah's gifts. But Allah Rabbul Izzah says, مثل الجنة التي وعد المتقون فيها أنهار من ماء غير آسٍ. The example of the paradise we have created for our believers. In it is rivers of water pure and clear. So count with me. A river of water. وأنهار من لبن لم يتغير طعمه. And a river of milk the taste of which will never change. You go picnicking by the river, and it's just a little watery river, sometimes foul smelling. Now imagine a river of white milk going through. وَأَنْهَارٌ مِّنْ خَمْرٍ لَذَّةٍ لِلشَّارِبِينَ, and rivers of wine, a delight to drink. So the wine of here intoxicates and gives headaches, gets you out of control. That wine will give you the feel good without its headache and intoxication. And then the cream of all, وَأَنْهَارٌ مِّنْ عَسَلٍ مُصَفَّى, and rivers of pure, pristine honey. Can you imagine honey going through a river like that? And each person will have the 4 rivers through his property. And when you enter your house, you go towards your palace, your spouse will already be there. Whether that is your righteous wife from here, or the wife Allah will give you in Jannah. And beauty is so out of this world that the first time you see her, one scholar of hadith says, for 40 years you'll be stuck like that. Like, oy, what is this? You like that, huh? Allah give it to you, Ya Rab. And the hadith says, and her scarf ala ra'siha aghla min ad-dunya wa ma fiha. Just her scarf is more precious, more valuable, more pricey than the earth and whatever it has. Just her scarf. And in the aqwal, it says, if her nail were to come out of the heavens, the sun would go dark in shame of her. And her fragrance would cover the heavens. These are the delights of Jannah. And in your world, you go to a restaurant or a hotel and you get different star ratings. Yeah, you get 1-star rating, don't go to those ones, and then you get the higher star rating, and about 4.5 is when it becomes reasonable, and then 5 is good. And then you go to Burj Khalifa in Dubai, and they've got the 7 stars, the only place on the planet so far with the 7 stars. And you can see, you distinguish service very straight away. There's elegance in the cups, the way it is brought, the way it is served, waiters, the training of the waiters. So Allah Rabbul Izzah in the Akhirah has prepared it. And He says, وَيَطُوفُ عَلَيْهِمْ وِلْدَانٌ مُخَلَّدُونَ, and young, perpetually youth and perpetual youth will be walking and waiting on them, amidst them, waiting on them as waiters. إِذَا رَأَيْتَهُمْ حَسِبْتَهُمْ لُؤْلُؤًا مَنْثُورًا. If you saw them, you would think they're like pearls scattered. Like so fine, elegant, well-clad, well-dressed, good-looking, presentable, classy. So they carry your food and stuff, your drinks. What do you think the cup would be? So the Quran says, they will have glasses, qawarira. Qawarira is glass, as in see-through. But the qawarira min fiddatin qaddaruha. This is silver. But silver cut so fine that it is see-through. But then the Quran specifies قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا, filled elegantly. Like, don't think this is just an overflowing, messy place here. Drink, it's a place of elegance. مُتَّكِئُونَ فِيهَا عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ لَا يَرَوْنَ فِيهَا شَمْسًا وَلَا زَمْهَرِيرًا. They are reclining on high beds and sofas, in an abode where there's no scorching heat nor the chill of the cold. Perfect weather. Trees of Jannah. The hadith says it will take a rider 100 years to come out of the shade of one of the trees of Jannah. It's trunk pure gold. So this is glimpses of Jannah. And the Prophet ﷺ was explaining that the birds around my howl, around the fountain of the Prophet, the spring of the Rasul, they have necks like the neck of birds, like the neck of camels, thick, big creatures. So Umar ibn al-Khattab is there, and Umar said, lucky birds, because they get to drink from the howl there. So the Prophet said, no, lucky is the people who will eat them. Whoever's there, the one feasting on them is the lucky person. And for some, Allah Rabbul Izzah will place them on the neck of birds. Like they are birds in paradise, green big birds. And you will sit on the neck of the bird and you will say, go there. And the bird flies. Takes you to that spot, and then you go to that tree. And it will go. And then imagine you want something. So you're thinking barbecue chicken. You don't ask for it. You just say, Subhanak Allahumma. And it will come in its most perfect form in front of you. Amama aynayk wa bayna yadayk. Jannah is the abode of delight. You will be with your wife or with the women of paradise, and you look away and look back and you go, you look more beautiful than you did a moment ago. It just increases. In this world, everything decreases. You have one bite of food, the second bite is less tasty. 10 bites after it's less tasty, 100 bites less, you need to go to the hospital. You understand it gets less and less. And then when you eat, it's got an answer. You got to go to answer the call of nature. If you're in a meeting or something, you eat a little. Jannah is not like this. There's no filth in Jannah. There's no phlegm. There's no feces. There's no bowel. There's no... you eat whatever you want and as much as you want. A little sweat will come on your skin, this fragrance of misk, and it will disappear. Just like that. I need to go to the next part because my time is running out. So these are all the joys of Jannah. And Allah take me and you to Jannah. But the greatest and grandest prize in Jannah is on the day of Mazid. So when the people of Jannah have entered Jannah, and they have enjoyed Jannah, then they will hear a caller make the call. Ya Ahl al-Jannah, O people of Jannah, Inna Rabbakum tabaraka wa ta'ala yastazirukum fahayyi ila ziyaratih. Your Lord is summoning you for an invite. Allah Rabbul Izzah wishes an audience with you, so come to the invitation of your Lord. So they will say, Sam'an wa ta'ah. We hear and we obey. And then special rides come prepared for them. They will get on these rides and they will rush towards the designated point of meeting. Wadi al-Afyah, huge place. أمر رب تبارك وتعالى بكرسيه فنصب هناك. Allah Rabbul Izzah orders for his kursi to be placed there. And then he orders for chairs, pulpits, stations, stages to be set for the creation. So there will be stations, thrones of light, manabiru min nur. Can you imagine? You sit on light, like that gentle light, manabiru min nur, wa manabiru min lu'lu', and there will be other thrones made of pearls. وَمَنَابِرُ مِنْ زَبَرْجَدٍ, and others from other gems. وَمَنَابِرُ مِنْ ذَهَبٍ وَمَنَابِرُ مِنْ فِضَّةٍ, and some will sit on thrones of gold, others on thrones of silver. The lowest people, and there's no low in Jannah, will be people sitting on cushions of misk. They will sit on perfume, and they won't know there's people above them. Allah doesn't want them to have that feeling.